What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the PS5 career mode. This is episode number 22. And we start today's episode off with Bull saying, "Thanks for all the first team chances I've been getting, boss. I'll keep doing whatever I need to." And I said, "I'm proud of how hard you've been working on your game. I'm hoping to see even more of you from here on out." And the Bull recently has been amazing as well. Of course, he single-handedly turned the game around against West Brom in the big relegation 6 points a couple of weeks ago. 3 goals and 7 assists in 22 Premier League games this season in his debut year in the Premier League. He's grown 6 ratings to 73 overall. Technically, he's shown great signs of improvement. The acceleration has rapidly increased, so the sprint speed does need a bit of work there to make that a little bit more balanced. But yeah, Bull this season's been absolutely amazing. There is a genuine chance, well, whilst he has a couple of assists behind Martinelli right now, that he could win the assist title in his debut year in the Premier League as well. Don't want to put too much pressure on him, but that is a genuine chance. Still, for the first game of today's episode, we take on Fulham away from home at Craven Cottage in the FA Cup quarter-final here as we face the Championship side in our first meeting with them in a West London derby in the save. And also, real briefly, I want to say to everyone celebrating today, Merry Christmas. It's been an incredibly tough year for all of us worldwide, but hopefully everyone celebrating today has a lovely day. And yeah, if you're celebrating, unfortunately, on your own, like I am today, don't feel too bad. There's loads of us in the same boat. We're all together in spirit. And yes, everyone celebrating today, have a Merry Christmas. And regardless, yeah, for the first game of this episode, taking on Fulham in the West London derby again, because of their relegation last year, this is our first meeting in the save. And once again, you would have seen by my lineup, I had a really strong team out there. I've talked about it all throughout the course of the season. I was going to take this competition seriously. I wanted a cup run, and due to the favourable draws we've had, haven't faced a single Premier League team so far, a genuine shot at reaching Wembley. And after Kovalenko scored our first goal and Jed Spence set up our second early after the restart to go 2 goals up, Fulham had really no answer whatsoever, and with 20 minutes to go, the ball slides through Victor Kovalenko, and bang! Oh my word, I know we signed Adel Taarabt on transfer deadline day, but don't think Victor Kovalenko is just going to get banished to the under-23s. Absolutely not. Kovalenko this season, picked him up on a free transfer. I've been so impressed with the Ukrainian. What a strike that is. Top bins and then some. Tells the fans to calm down as he extends our lead to 3, and that was how the game would finish. But unfortunately, well, he was being a little bit cocky in the celebration, and I guess you could say he got his comeuppance right towards the end of the game. Stoppage time, seconds to go. The Fulham players kicking out at him there, getting a little bit too aggrieved by his play style in the game. Takes him down, he stays down as well, and unfortunately, whilst he would finish the game, he didn't really look good in the final few seconds. His man of match though, after his 2 goals, send us through to the FA Cup semi-final. Man City, Arsenal and Manchester United are in there as well, and will take on at Wembley Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final. Arsenal vs Man City is the other tie, and right now on form, they are the strongest team of the remaining 3 we could have faced. As you see, Victor Kovalenko here sadly did break his toe in the final few seconds of that game against Fulham. How frustrating is that? 6 goals and an assist in 15 games in all competitions this year. He's been so good on a free transfer, the Ukrainian. That's a real shame there. Seconds to go. Game was already done, but unfortunately breaks his toe. But again, I'm just going to say it, I'm kind of glad to see it, because I really like how many injuries we've had throughout the course of this series. It's been really realistic, you know, I really like that a lot. And some of you guys have been asking me what settings I've got for the injury settings right now. The injury frequency is currently on 80, and the severity is on 55. I'm still going to tweak those from time to time throughout the course of the save, but yeah, at the moment it's user frequency for injury is 80, and severity is 55. I think it's working really well, and again, whilst it's frustrating to see a good player go down, it's realistic, and that's the most important thing of this save. Yes, Manchester United in the FA Cup semi-final, our second trip to Wembley in the save so far after getting there last year in the Championship playoff final, and of course winning promotion to the Premier League. I'm excited, but of course we will be big underdogs against a side right now going for the Premier League title. Still, for the second game of this episode, on a really good run of form. No defeats in our last 6 games in all competitions, taking on Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium. Of course, as we know in real life, Arteta's had a really tough season so far at the Emirates Stadium. It's been a very tough start to the campaign for Arsenal. Taking them on away from home. They're not doing too badly in the game though right now, chasing a Champions League place, and sadly our undefeated run did end here away in North London. Gabriel Martinelli scoring the only goal of the game. We had some good chances, but sadly the finishing just wasn't there. But I will say, since bringing in Adel Taarabt to this team, we have looked far better in terms of creating chances. The problem we've got is we're just not finishing them. You'll see the league table in just a moment's time. we still have this problem. You know, had it last year and we still got it again. We just don't have a real out-and-out goal scorer in this team. You know, of course, sold Lyndon Dykes on transfer deadline day. You know, PG-13, the youngster, we haven't played him yet so far. He's not got a finishing to be a goal scorer in the Premier League at the moment, the young teenage talent from France. But, you know, Charlie Kelman, he's not currently good enough to be scoring goals in the Premier League. And that leaves Brian Brobby and Lucas and Metcher, who have been a bit hit and miss, really. Look at the Premier League table, as you can see right now. Spurs are leading the way by 2 points ahead of Manchester United, but the Red Devils do have a game in hand. After that loss to Arsenal there, we have dropped to 15th place, but we're still 6 points clear of Bournemouth in 18th place. So for the moment, with 8 games to go, we still have destiny firmly in our own hands. And as we enter April as well, you got Watford, Wolves away, West Ham at home, Burnley, who have been in great form this year away at Turf Moor as well, and of course the FA Cup semi-final coming at the end of the month. So 2 big games there at home against Watford and West Ham. But yeah, it is a bit of a shame. You know, we still haven't found that goal scorer yet. You know, I was kind of hopeful that Lucas and Metcher would be that guy. He started off with 2 goals in 2 games. Since then, you know, not great. Obviously, Brian Brobby's looked good in limited game time, but I don't want to burn out the young Dutch striker, so I'm kind of being quite conservative with the amount of minutes I give him this season. But yeah, there's no one really that I'm thinking can be an out-and-out goal scorer in this team, and I do feel like, regardless of what division we're in next season, touch wood, it will be the Premier League, but let's just say we do get relegated, I'm hopeful we'll be able to find a goal scorer from somewhere, and we won't have to spend a ridiculous amount of money to get one. I'm looking at my academy as well, and surprise, surprise, the one position we're lacking is a striker. At the moment, that's the one position we so sorely need, and there's no one in the youth academy that looks like it could be that striker to come out of the academy and be a goal scorer. So we certainly do have a problem in that area. We are the league's lowest scorers right now, despite being outside the relegation zone. The reason why we are clear of the bottom 3 is because of our tight defence. In games where we concede the first goal, I'm always fearing the worst. And so for our 3rd game of today's episode here, back to the At The Emirates Foundation Stadium to welcome Watford, who right now are sitting in the relegation zone and desperately need to get wins, not just draws, if they are to survive and stay in the Premier League. Welcoming the Hornets here to the At The Emirates Foundation Stadium, I really felt we needed to return to winning ways here to make sure we would go further clear of Bournemouth in 18th place and try and assert ourselves as a team that does have the quality to stay in the Premier League. 43 minutes into the game, still deadlocked at 0-0. The player that looked the brightest in the first half was the guy that set up our first goal of the game, Charles Bull, going for that assist title, rolls it across to the centre, and who's there to turn it in? It's Brian Brobby. And you know, I'm sure some of you guys would have been thinking as I was going through that monologue there, talking about a lack of a goal scorer in this team, Brobby has the best goal to game ratio in this QPR team, and it's not even close. So you're probably thinking, why are you not just throwing him in the deep end and starting him in every single game? Well, I think I'm going to be forced to do so now between now and the end of the season. He scores the opening goal of the game, puts the goal up, but right after the restart, João Pedro would level things for Watford and make it 1-1 and get them right back on level terms. But pretty much directly from kickoff here, well, I've got to be honest, sometimes your luck is in and sometimes your luck is out, and for this moment our luck was in, and it certainly was for the Moroccan king. Yes, Adel Taarabt scores his first goal since returning back to Queen's Park Rangers, and whilst it was a fortunate goal, it was still fantastic technique. Watford trying to play out from the back. I tried to bait them into playing through the middle of the park after the slide tackle there was supposed to be a block in case they passed it through. Thankfully it worked out perfectly. The failed clearance deflected into the chest of Adel Taarabt. It balloons up in the sky, comes back down to the turf, and on the first time half volley he drills it into the top corner past Ben Foster and restores our lead. QPR 2, Watford 1. We're back in front minutes after conceding the equalising goal, and 65 minutes in, well, he might not have got the assist for the goal, but give some credit to the ball for the hockey assist there. The fancy footwork, Adel Taarabt's influence already showing on the youngster. Lovely piece of skill, waits for the overlapping run of Omar Richards, rolls it through to the left back, and the former Royal rolls it across to the Moroccan. Streets won't forget Adel Taarabt with his second goal since returning to Queen's Park Rangers, and second goal of the game as well. Final score QPR 3, Watford 1, and hey, if we need a goal scorer, why not Adel Taarabt, right? I don't think so, but you never know. Adel Taarabt's brace does ensure we do get the 3 points. 3-1 the final score. And what was I talking about? We can't score enough goals. 3 goals in that game there against the Hornets, and a really good attack-minded display. 3-1 the final score though, a huge win to send us further clear of the bottom 3. But again, there are still 7 games to go. I'm not counting my chickens just yet. Yes, we look in quite a healthy position right now, but things can change so quickly in football. We've seen it all too often before, where a team feels like they're safe with a few games to go, but go on a horrendous run of form and end up getting relegated come the final day. I'm not celebrating just yet. Still, for the fourth game of today's episode, travelling away from to take on Nuno's Wolves, of course the team we used for the realistic career mode this year. Really enjoyed that mini project there, but taking on Wolves, as you could see, conceded early on in this game. They looked a far better team in the first half as well, and really I struggled to get going in this one. One of those games where I just feared the worst, just coming straight into it, and I just could not defend against these guys whatsoever. Daniel Pedence almost scored an absolutely sensational solo goal with 15 minutes to go as well, denied by Liam Kelly there, as we still remain trailing by a goal. And that was how the game will finish as well. Rafa Mir's only goal of the game sees Wolves get the win by a goal to nil, and I've noticed that this season as well, there's been a lot of games where we've lost, but only lost by a single goal. So I think, again, for next season, regardless of what division we're in, I don't feel the need to make major changes to our back line, because at the moment, we're fine defensively, totally fine. We've got a fantastic record defensively as well. You look at the bottom 7 here, we've got the best defensive record of everyone in the bottom 7 in the Premier League. But again, we know the problem all too well. It's not goals we concede, it's the goals we can't score. So when we do concede the first goal of the game, I never feel confident we're getting anything out of the match. Still, for the fifth and final game of today's episode, a big game here against West Ham, where you'd say really that the winner of this game would probably feel as though they're almost safe with a few games to go. And heading into the game before the match, Ilyas Sher came to me and said, "Gaffer, I need more minutes here, otherwise I'll have to consider my future." Well, I decided to give him a start. As we know, Kovalenko down with a broken toe. He'll get some more minutes ahead of the Ukrainian now, and last year's player of the season scores the opening goal of the game to put us 1-0 up here against our London rivals. So QPR 1, West Ham 0, and after the restart as well, Bull, who set up the first goal, sets up our second, rolls through Omar Richards, and Richards this season, I mean, I was thinking, what players are going to adapt and thrive in the Premier League after a good season in the Championship? Richards has been one of the best, absolutely superb. We rejected that bid from Everton at the start of the season. All I'm saying is he's worth way more than the toffees put in the summer transfer window. So easy to forget he's such a young man as well. So QPR 2, West Ham 0. Richards doubles the lead, and 20 minutes after the restart, oh, so close from Bull, scoring a sensational solo goal. Lovely fake Rabona and stop on a dime. Finished just wide the post though, but regardless, it would not matter. Final score, QPR 2, West Ham 0. We come through with a massive victory and our second win in 3. And you see the celebrations come to full-time whistle as well. Quite a few happy faces. Max Aaron's fist pumping as well, and the scarves raised at the Kyan Prince Foundation Stadium as well, because due to that win there, we know for sure now it's going to take an epic collapse if we are to get relegated. 6 games to go in the Premier League season. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, and like I said, I'm not going to celebrate until it is mathematically confirmed. But now we've got our latest win there, as you'll see by the Premier League table. With 6 games remaining, I would say it's 5 games remaining, even better. 5 games remaining, as you can see, 35 points on the board, 9 clear of Leeds. If we win 3 of our remaining 5, we'll survive in the Premier League. But that was today's episode of the PS5 Career Mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching if you have enjoyed it, and if you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all, and once again to everyone celebrating today, have a lovely Merry Christmas. Have an awesome day regardless if you are celebrating or not though. Much love to you all, and I will see you for the next episode of the PS5 Career Mode, featuring the FA Cup semi-final against Manchester United and a chance to guarantee survival in the Premier League as well, very soon.